Carroll bringing it forward. Thompson's making the run. Carroll hangs on to it though. Still Davy Carroll. Could go all the way here. Oh, what a goal!
I don't know what it is that makes me love you so. I only know I never wanna let you go. 'Cause you started something, don't you see? That ever since we met you had a hold on me. It happens to be true. I only wanna be with you.
Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Ringing the Blues. On the show this week we have all the action and reaction from that first home game of the season against Birmingham City at Adams Park. Plus, Miriam Payne joins us for Till Death Us Do Part. But first, let's head to Mexico City for the full Liga Juan results and some Chairboys Spanish with Uri.
We are ringing the blues from Mexico City. It's me, Uri, and here are the results for League One. Blackpool 0, Stockport County 3, Cambridge United 0, Crawley Town 1, Huddersfield Town 2, Stevenage 1, Lincoln City 1, Barnsley 2, Mansfield Town 3, Burton Albion 3, Northampton Town 2, Exeter City 1, Reading 2, Wigan Athletic 0, Rotherham United 0, Bristol Rovers 0, Wycombe Wanderers 2, Birmingham City 3. So Chairboys Spanish this week, you know that Birmingham are a former Premier League team playing in the third tier for the first time in 30 years. Definitely a sleeping giant. So Chairboys Spanish this week, sleeping giant. How do we say giant in Spanish? It is very easy and it is very similar to English. Giant, gigante. Giant, gigante. And how do we say to sleep? Well, we say dormir. From the Latin, dormio, which means idle, inactive, or dormant. So it is very easy to know how to say sleeping. It is durmiente, from dormir, to sleep, durmiente. So a sleeping giant is un gigante durmiente. Birmingham son un equipo, un gigante durmiente. That's it for this week. Back to England with my amigo Filiberto Cachapollos. Adios.
Many thanks, Uri. Every day's a school day. I didn't know that dormeo was linked to sleep. Interesting. Right, let's move to Adams Park now for the game against Birmingham City. They rolled in with their big money signings, and here's what happened. Berry Labala joined us on commentary.
Looks to complete the clearance and does so. Good ball. Lovely ball up to Kone. Sadly is in space and they use Sadler's away now. Left hand side.
All the way, take him on.
Edge of the
Get
box.
him in the box.
Goes on the outside. Sadler's picking his man. Cuts it back for Kone.
Yeah!
Wycombe Wanderers up the lead. Kieran Sadler doing all the damage on the left hand side. Bielek, it hits him as he tried to get back. Sadler cut it back. I'm not sure if it was going in or not. It doesn't matter because Wycombe Wanderers have the lead. Sadler burst down the left, beat his man, cut it back. And it's Wycombe Wanderers 1, Birmingham City 0. Bielek, crossfield pass. And it's found Laird. Laird's got away from Harvey, he's inside the box. They cut it back and Lowe's there. It's on the line and it's in the back of the net. And it's that man, Alfie May. He's done it again against Wycombe Wanderers. Wycombe had the chance to clear, they didn't take it. And May, like all good strikers, he knew where to be. It hit him and went into the roof of the net. And it's Wycombe 1, Birmingham 1.
Fox in the box really, and that's what he does best. So they're waiting to get a toe, anything on the ball to change the direction of it. And he's done just that.
Backinson. Ball out wide. Yokoyama gets there ahead of Pattinson. Goes on the outside. Cuts it back. Oh, and that's a goal! It's Harris. Bishop got a touch, but not enough. And it's brilliant wing play in the cutback. Harris stuck a leg out and turns it home, and it's Wycombe 1, Birmingham 2. Good finish, Bez.
Yeah, great finish. I think it was just similar to the goal we scored, really, but this time around, a striker scored it instead of our own goal. Great play out wide, 1v1, take him out on the outside, cut it back, and it's a great finish. Bishop nearly got a hand on it, but power was just too strong.
And now Williamson tries to thread it through to May, and May's got through Grimmer. Here he is on the edge of the box. Squares it to Miyoshi. Miyoshi now goes for goal. Good save by Bishop. Williamson, goal! 81 minutes on the clock, and Birmingham have found their third. May instrumental, Miyoshi's shot blocked, and then Williamson gobbles up the ball on the second phase, hammers it into the roof of the net. It's Wycombe 1, Birmingham 3. It's a mountain to climb from here.
There's not much you can say about that finish. It was an absolutely great finish, but yeah, we'll be very disappointed. We'll be very disappointed at the moment.
And now Harvey brings it forwards for the Chairboys. He's got Sadlier to his left. Uses Sads.
Go on, get in the box, pack the box.
Sads is through the first tackle. Right footed cross to the back post. Yes!
Let's go!
What a goal by Wycombe Wanderers. Excellent wing play from Sadlier, and Vokes rises at the back post, heads past Peacock Farrell, and it's game on. All eyes on the fourth official now.
Has there be at least 4 minutes?
Six.
Let's go.
6 minutes. A few people were heading for the exit in the home stands. They're turning back round now.
Gaffer, another 3-2 defeat and another pulsating game. Your take on it?
Yeah, I think that first and foremost, I'm proud of the effort that the lads put into the performance today. I thought that the discipline in our shape and the way we pressed the ball, we created some really big moments. Didn't quite take a couple of them, and unfortunately come out on the wrong side of a 3-2 defeat again. Possibly played against the two biggest spenders in the league. First two games, no excuse. We want to be better and we want to pick up points in these games. I really believed we could have, but you know, I think if you're watching Birmingham today, I'm kind of getting Ipswich vibes off them in terms of the way they'll go and dominate possession in loads of games. You know, it's an operation that's taken millions and millions of pounds to put together, and they're doing an extremely good job of it. They've recruited extremely well, got some really elite players for this level. But I've got extreme pride of the way our boys went about their task. Like I say, we could have gone ahead really, really early. We'd take the ball off them high up the pitch, which we wanted to do. But there's going to be moments where we end up slightly deeper because of their dominance of possession. I think that's going to happen quite a few times this year. But yeah, we had some real transitional moments that, again, could have gone in our favour. But unfortunately for us, they didn't. We come out at the wrong side of a 3-2 defeat. And you know, we've got to be proud with the way that the lads are going about their business, and we have to make sure that we're getting better as we go along.
The high press was evident throughout the game as well. You've mentioned that early chance as well, and it came through the persistence of Richard Kone. If that goes in, is that a different game today, maybe?
I think a game like today was always going to ebb and flow because it's impossible for the players to play with that intensity for 90 minutes. It's not humanly possible for our boys to go at that intensity. We're always going to ebb and flow between our high press and our block. That's just against a team with such possession-based players. It's gonna happen. But like I say, there's other opportunities for us that I thought we could have capitalised on. But the lads, like, genuinely, I have to say, like, I'm really proud of the way they've gone about their business to get another late goal. Vokesy come on and show his quality again. You know, we know what he brings when we can get onto the pitch, and I thought he was very good again today. So yeah, it's probably just. It's a feeling of disappointment. It's a feeling of disappointment, absolutely. But again, of pride at the way the players are going about their business right now.
Kieran Sadlier instrumental in both goals as well. Some dazzling wing play today.
Yeah, there was. We know, you know, a lot of the way we set up and to try and provoke those 1v1 opportunities for GMAC and Sads. You know, those two are going at it for us at the moment. Obviously, the way we're pressing, it's hard for them again to get through 90 minutes with the intensity we're asking them to play at. Young Jaden's come on and shown some energy again today. It's obviously we're learning about him all the time. He's just come in the building from Wildstone, so yeah, we're obviously really proud and pleased with some of the play that those two are doing. A lot of the way we've been building in pre-season is, we've lost Bez to injury, lost David Wheeler to injury, so we're extremely short in those wide areas to help those two at the moment. So others are stepping up to the plate, and it's an opportunity for lads to go and play.
And a couple of potential injuries as well. We lost Ryan Taffazoli during the game today, and Josh Scowen late on as well. Is any concerns there?
Yeah, I think when players have to come off through injury, you have to be concerned because there's a reason why they can't carry on. We're missing Alex Hartridge through suspension today. I thought Taff was excellent on Tuesday night at Northampton, and him and Josh have taken knocks today, so they've had to come off. We've ended up with Jack Grimmer obviously at centre half, who I thought was excellent again, a real sort of leader's performance from him. So yeah, we're gonna have to count the bodies. We've got a really busy few weeks coming up with all these games, and the squad's kind of thinning out a little bit already. So we have to make sure we're protecting the boys and just trying to get through the games, because that's where we get judged. We have to limit the training time with them a little bit, and hopefully if we can do a bit more business as well, we'll come out the other end stronger.
You must be buoyed though by the spirit as well. At 3-1 near the end of the game, the fight was still there, and the second goal came, and some goal from Vokesy too.
Yeah, I think that this club's built on the people. It's built on the camaraderie, the leadership, the team ethos. That's what our club's built on, and we have to protect that and move it forward. And you can never question the way our boys go about their business. That's ingrained in our football club for many years now. But whilst you don't take it for granted, you have to acknowledge it. And the way to keep going at 3-1 down, the crowd stayed with the boys. They were excellent again today. So thank you to those guys. I'm sorry we haven't given you any points to cheer, but you've had some goals to cheer so far, and we want to make sure we move forward. Like I say, I'm feeling bitterly disappointed, but I'm also feeling proud of our football club, because like I say, I'm expecting these guys to run away with everything. What they're doing is an incredible operation when you see it at first hand. The support that the players are being given, the recruitment they're going about, and incredible young managers who are going to go on obviously and have a really elite career. So we've gone toe to toe and unfortunately come out the wrong side.
And the relentless nature of the start of the season means we're back in action on Tuesday, this time the EFL Trophy. Would that be a chance to see some of those younger players?
I think it has to be, because of the first week, the nature of the two away games, and then the intensity we play at. Phil, we have to make sure we have fresh legs on the pitch, so we're going to have to rotate, and it's really going to be a really good opportunity for some of our younger boys to go and play. We're going to have to rest some of the seniors, because like I say, we're already getting light, especially in wide areas, and central defence as well. We're getting light with Taft's injury. We'll see how that is, and so yeah, we'll have to protect the ones that need protecting, but make sure we've got a team that's ready to go out and perform on Tuesday night, because I want to go and put on a performance.
A great opportunity for those youngsters.
Yeah, every time you play football is a good opportunity, and some of the seniors as well will play, and it's a good opportunity for them. Everyone you go through different stages through the season. Sometimes you're in the team, and sometimes you're not in the team. But every opportunity you train, every opportunity you play is an opportunity to impress everybody and force my hand, force anyone's hand who's kind of watching and influencing. So I think it's really important that we look to go and impress some of the young boys. We're really excited about some of our young players. We have to be careful not to push them too soon. Richard Kone again he's been excellent again today. He just ran out of steam a little bit. He's gone 3 starts, and you forget that it's his first full pre-season. It's his first full season that he's going into, and he started 3 games in a week. So we have to be careful with him particularly, and like I say, Tuesday night I'm looking forward to seeing some of the others hopefully take their opportunity.
Sad's a 3-2 defeat, but another pulsating game.
Yeah, no, obviously disappointed to lose, but look, Birmingham are a good team. They're comfortable on the ball, play some nice stuff. Obviously, they will be right up there this season. I think they've got some really good players. Spent a good amount of money on the team as well. But do you know what? It was a good game. It was enjoyable in spells. Look, we're never really out of the game. We're obviously at 3-1, you think, but then we get back in it, Vokesy's goal, and they had a decent amount of time on, but they just knew how to kill the game off with a few injuries. And look, it's early on in the season, but look, if we can go toe to toe with what they call the best in the league, then do you know what, we've got half a chance of doing well this season. So we'll take positives from it when we look at it on Monday, and yeah, we'll go from there.
The third goal for Birmingham was a late one, but it did show that Wycombe have got that fighting spirit still, because really made a game of it at the end.
Yeah, no. Since I've been here, it's one of our qualities. We never like out of a game. We never like 2 down when we concede. We just kind of just regroup, go again, and we've got that quality about us to do that, and it's paid off in other games in last season. And look, no, we're positive. We go in there obviously losing the game, and obviously we lost the first game last week, but there's positives as well that I can take and the manager will take on. Like, we've scored 2 goals last week, 2 goals in midweek, 2 goals today, and we can build on that, and we can just maybe lock a few things out and about conceding goals, and we'll look at those though.
2 goals today, and 2 of them instrumental from yourself.
Yeah, no, it's obviously one of my targets this season is to be involved in more goals. I've worked really hard over the summer, the off season on my own personally, to get in the best shape I could possibly get in, and I feel really physically good. Probably the best I've felt for years, to be honest, in my physical condition, and it enables me to get around the pitch better, to kind of like do more in a game, like be sharper, and get into positions where I'm getting those chances to cross or to shoot. Obviously, there was 1 or 2 today where I felt I could have done better with the final finish. I think it was a left foot. But then again, like, I've set 2 of the goals up, and obviously that's a positive for me to take away and build on. And yeah, no, like, I was pleased with that. I was pleased with my personal performance, but obviously as a team player, I want to win. I want to get 3 points, and we can kind of put those together in the next game, hopefully, and do that. The
all-important first goal, the own goal, but it's from your cutback. The second goal in front of the Wycombe fans on the terrace, a vintage Vokesy header, but you put it on a plate for him. Yeah, no, when Vokesy's in the box, I know exactly what to do. You just put it in an area and he goes in a taxi. He did it last week from Luke's corner, and the Vokesy's the best at that, and that's something we've got. He's obviously come on last week, come on this week, and that's a very good quality to have in the team, where you can, as a winger, you just know if you put the ball in an area, you don't have to do much really. And yeah, look, he's gone and headed it in, and another goal for him, and it's 2-2, and yeah, no, it's a good thing to have in the team, and Vokesy's very good at that. Looking forward into the week, we've got the Bristol Street Motors Trophy game on Tuesday, obviously a tournament we have good memories on from last season, and then a former team of yours next Saturday as Rotherham come here to kind of almost continue that tough start to the season we had in terms of fixtures. Yeah, no, obviously we've got Wimbledon on Tuesday away. A trophy obviously that we did really well in last year, and we'll be looking to do well again. Every game is a chance to impress. Every game is a chance to win something, albeit like right at the start of the group stage. Like, you just need to play well and see where it takes you. And we'll be taking that seriously, of course, as always. And then looking forward to the Rotherham game, obviously next Saturday back here. Another good team, another team that will be at the top end again, coming to Wycombe, and we'll obviously be looking to win that, and I'm looking forward to that. Good to speak to the gaffer and Kieran Sadlier after the game on Saturday. But what did those Birmingham City fans think? They've had a torrid few years. They were in good voice on Saturday, and here's the best of their thoughts from social media after the game. It's the opposition view.
Wolvo Bluenose.
A hard-earned 3 points. Another potential banana skin avoided. 3 different scorers. Our first away win in the league since January. And the first time we've won back-to-back away games in 18 months. Enjoy your evening, folks.
1875 KC.
The quality of this league is just embarrassing. So far, we've played 2 teams who just love to foul and lump it for 90 minutes.
Stephen Allen.
It could have been 10-0 today. Our keeper never had to make a proper save all game. An old goal and then a late header at the back post in the whole 90 minutes. We have a new squad learning about each other. Come September, we'll be winning 3 or 4-0 most weeks. It was men against boys today. You would have thought there were 2 divisions between the teams. Every other team is playing for second place. We'll finish 12 to 15 points above everybody else. The gulf in class is massive. This is just not wishful thinking, it's what will happen. Our passing game today looked like Man City, and 3 more big signings still to come.
Pridding.
A fully expected result, but we really shouldn't be conceding 2 goals against these sort of teams.
Brummy KY.
We expected to beat Wycombe, and we did beat Wycombe. You can only beat the team you're playing against, but the clubs are levels apart. In 9.5 months, we'll be back in the Championship, and 2 or 3 years after that, we'll be in the Premier League.
Alex Jackson.
We dominated the entire game. They just whacked it forward and hoped for the best. We actually played proper football.
MJD 2505.
I honestly thought we might get tripped up today with things still gelling, but to come away with a comfortable win in the end is fantastic. We should have made it 4-1 before they went and scored, and that would have been a fairer reflection of the game. With absolute respect, as there are many ways to play football, Wycombe were one of the most anti-football sides I've ever seen us come up against, and we came through that test as well.
Sheep 2.
I think we slightly underachieved in the last 2 games. We should have been more than a goal better than Wycombe. They only had 2 shots on target, so conceding 2 goals wasn't the best. And we clearly need at least 1 more forward. May won't score every game. There are a lot of positives though. We look like a team with a plan, and at least our players pass to each other, which is nice. We do need to tighten up at the back, but it's a promising start.
Coach CJ.
I don't think I've watched a Blues team have 82% possession in all my years of supporting them. We are in for a special season, especially when we gel and everything starts to click into place.
JW.
We're not going to warp this league. We may win a lot, but it's going to be a really tough slog. There are going to be some serious upsets this season. Every player is going to need to turn up or we'll get turned over.
Supporting a football club is like a marriage. Your club is there for life through the good times and the bad. We ask Chairboys fans for their most cherished old memory, their current favourite player, the best borrowed player we've ever had, and for something blue, we talk club merchandise. Today we've got Miriam Payne, who is a huge Wycombe Wanderers fan, and I'm delighted to say has taken this literally and is the first person to wear props for this. Good evening, Miriam.
Yes.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you, Phil. Cheers.
Cheers. I mean, the veil, I'm touched.
It's got to be done. It's got to be done. You know, I love a theme. I love fancy dress. I mean, I've been to many away days in fancy dress, and they're some of the best days of my life. So, any excuse to wear props.
Fantastic. Right, where does your story with Wycombe Wanderers begin? How did it all happen?
So we moved down to Cookham, the summer after I took my GCSEs. So I was 17 years old. Before then, we'd been living sort of up in the Coventry area in the Midlands. Moved down to Cookham, and Dad said, let's go check out the local football team. So we did. I've been going to matches with my dad since I was about 13 years old, you know, going to Coventry City matches, and loved football. He was always very much like, let's go support the local club. Let's see who they are, check them out. Went to Adams Park, and the rest is history. Just absolutely, completely fell in love with Wycombe. And it was a great way as a slightly awkward teenager entering sixth form, where people had all grown up throughout school together, and, you know, you're the new girl coming in. There was another new girl, Sharon, who's now one of my best friends as well. We both love football. It was a great way to make friends and just get to know people and also know the club.
What era was this? So that was
91.
91. So what a fantastic time to walk into the life of Wycombe Wanderers.
couldn't have been any better, really, could it? I mean, it was pretty much the golden era. Martin O'Neill and
I mean, you're claiming the
yeah,
credit, obviously, because it all went good
obviously.
from 91, didn't it? So
You know, I showed up and it all started going well. So clearly, I'm a lucky mascot.
incredible. And he did say as well, you know, like Wycombe is part of the community, it's the heart of the community. And he just sort of touched upon it there, like, you know, it helps you ease into a new school, help making new friends. Football's brilliant for that.
It's excellent. Yeah, you know, there was a really good group of friends that I'm still friends with that I still meet up at matches now. You know, we're all turning 50 this year. You know, like from 17 to 50, we've grown up around Wycombe. You know, families, kids, everything. You meet other people at the matches, and it's just I think that's one of the things that's really special about Wycombe, especially, is it's such a great community family club. Like when I lived out in the States for a long time. When I moved back over here, get back in with people, your friendship groups moved away. I'd just go to the football on my own, and you'd meet up with people, and you get to know people, and you see familiar faces that you used to see back in the day when I was a teenager, and you just get, you know, some things never change. And one of those things is Adams Park and is Wycombe, and that's a wonderful thing. You know, obviously the club changes. We've gone from non-league to up to the Championship, and now established in League One. But, you know, one thing doesn't change, and that's the heart of the club, and that's something very special.
And for context, you're no longer in Bucks. You're quite a way away, aren't you?
I am. I'm up in Wigan now, so everyone gets really confused. They think I say Wigan Wanderers up here, and they're like, "It's Wigan Athletic." I'm like, "No, Wycombe Wanderers, Wycombe." So yeah, we moved up here. My husband and I moved up. Gosh, I think it's like 8 years ago now. So yeah, I'm a distant fan, but I've still got the season ticket, and I get home as often as I can to matches, and obviously all the good old Northern away matches, and as many others as I can fit in as well.
So it keeps you connected to home, if you call Wycombe home. Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely, it really does. And even when I lived out in the States, like I lived out there for so long, but I was always a Wycombe fan. You know, I always followed them. It was a bit harder back in the day without the social media and the internet and all of those things, but stayed up on the results. My dad used to send me the newspaper clippings and, you know, all of that whenever there was a match. So yeah, no matter how far away I am from the club, I'm always connected to it.
Old school. Right. Well, I fancy these answers are going to be very well researched and prepared, given only because you're wearing a veil. So I'm hoping.
I mean, I might have to like lift it up so I can read my notes.
Made notes as well. You've made notes.
We're raising it up.
You've made notes as well. This is fantastic. Right, let's kick this off then. Something old. Your favourite ever memory to do with Wycombe Wanderers. Could be anything.
It's such a tough one, this, you know. I mean, I just said I grew up going to Coventry City with my dad. Cyril Regis was a childhood hero of mine. So when he signed for Wycombe, that was just like all my dreams come true. You know, I grown up watching him when I was 13 years old, and I was away at university down in Cornwall the season that he signed. But obviously, come back to matches and see him, and meeting him in the bar after the match was just really, really special. You know, and of course, obviously, he had that great partnership with Simon Garner. So that's one of the memories. I think. Then obviously, you got the season that we did the double and the back-to-back promotions, and just that whole atmosphere around the town at those times. You know, the open bus top parade after we won the FA Trophy final and promotion in that one season. That was amazing. There's still, I think Alan Cecil sent me some video of that last year, of like the parade and outside the town hall, and you can see me in it, which is the most random thing. But I think probably my favourite Wycombe memory, this is when I was living out in Atlanta, and this is the FA Cup semi-final. So I lived in Chattanooga at the time in 2001. But I'd been in Atlanta for 3 years previous to that as a nanny, and there was a great English pub in Buckhead called the Rose and Crown that we used to go to all the time. They had like all the English beers, and they always had the matches on. So I went down from Chattanooga, met up with all the girls that I'd nannied with. There was a group of about 5 of us who were English, and we all loved football, all supported different teams. No one had ever heard of Wycombe Wanderers, but you know, they were all like really pleased that we were in the semi-final, and wanted to come out and support. So we went in. My mum and dad had sent us out like Wycombe scarves and hats, not hats, tops and all of that. So we were prepared. 6 English girls walk into this pub in Atlanta full of Tottenham fans who were all fuming because they just lost to Arsenal. They're like, "Who are you? You know, what's that top?" So we're like, no, don't leave, stay, watch, you know, like, trust us, Wycombe, this is going to be a good match. I think we converted a few people that day. We were, we had them and taught them all the songs. We were all up on the tables singing. When Rhino scored, like that pub just went mental. It was great. That was the day I'll never forget. I couldn't get home. I tried everything I could to get a ticket home, and I just couldn't afford it. So that was the next best thing.
It's so, this feature, a lot, the FA Cup run comes up a lot, but it's so
Yeah.
wonderful hearing everybody's different experiences. The other week, the first one of this season, Dan, who had a Chinese takeaway with Andy Rammell after the Wolves game at Adams Park, watching Match Today with Andy Rammell. Wonderful. And now this, we've got JF Cummings' wonderful book about him touring the world whilst the FA Cup's through, but there were Chairboys everywhere. There
Yes.
were 19,500 of us at Villa Park, but there were those who couldn't be there. And I'm now picturing you in a bar in the middle of nowhere, talking to people going, what on earth is going on here?
Yeah, it wasn't quite nowhere. It was downtown Atlanta, so it was like Buckhead. So yeah, I lived in nowhere at the time, but we'd gone back to Atlanta for that, so we were civilized. Yeah, a whole bar full of Americans who just thought, who are these insane British girls having the time of their life and singing? And look, you've scored against Liverpool. Amazing.
What's really odd about that game for me is the game prior to that, Liverpool were away at Barcelona in a European Cup, I think. And, we were 2-0 down, having, I think, held out for 78 minutes. When Rhino scored, I think there was still 3 minutes to go. And then I was like, well, clearly we're going to equalise. And when the final whistle went, I felt absolutely gutted. And I was like, well, actually, we're Wycombe Wanderers against Liverpool. But I still felt crushed. Did you feel the same?
Yeah. Absolutely, it was devastating. You had that moment of the magic of the cup, and we're actually going to do this. It's like, come on, yes, this is happening, and then no, we didn't. But what a run! I mean, the boys certainly did us proud, and everybody who was at Villa Park that day did us proud as well. We sang our hearts out, and it was, and we sang along in the pub in Buckhead too. We had no voices left at the end of that match either. So yeah, it was great.
Favourite memory for me for that semi-final was Jason Cousins cutting Michael Owen in half and then pulling him back up again.
I was just hanging out with Michael Owen the other day at work. I'm going to have to remind him of that.
To show him a picture of Jason Cousins and watch the colour drain from his face.
Do you still have nightmares about him? I think my boss might kick me out.
Incredible. What a great start. Something old, right? Something new, equally tough, I think. Favourite player in the current squad?
This is tough, and again, I had trouble narrowing this down to just one. Obviously, I sponsor Richard Kone's away shirt, and I'm very excited about his potential. It's going to be exciting watching him this season. I think a whole season. He's had the pre-season behind him, and to actually see what he can do out on the pitch is going to be really, really exciting. And then I really struggled to choose my actual favourite between two players, Jack Grimmer and GMAC. I think they bring so much to the club, both on and off the pitch. I'm absolutely delighted for Jack that he's been named captain. He's passionate. He gets a lot of stick from fans, I think. And I think he's very underrated by a lot of the fan base. And that always surprises me because you can see how much the club means to him. He's always the first one to be out there, to be open, to be honest when things go wrong. He doesn't hide away, and when we're having a good run and things are going well, you can see just how much it means to him. So I love that. I think he's just a good person through and through, and the same with GMAC as well. He's a huge inspiration, isn't he? He's 37 years old. He's got more abs than I think the rest of the team has put together. Like, you can grate cheese on those. Who does that? That's not normal.
I mean, when do you ever get to see him? He's always got his shirt on.
I know, he's so shy, isn't he? He's always covered up. But it's like, not just for the physical condition he's in, but he's such a mentor to the young players as well. And you always hear that time and time again, don't you? From the loanees, from the young players, just what a difference GMAC makes to them. And I think that the pair of them they are absolutely key to Wycombe this season, I think, in terms of leadership on and off the pitch. And we've had some great moments from both of them over the years as well, haven't we? So I think I can pick between them.
Jack doesn't really score many tap-ins, so they're normally screamers, aren't they, when he does score?
Yeah, the screamers, or he does something weird like screaming with his groin, scoring with his groin, like his bomb, or like an absolute screamer. So yeah, you never know what you're going to get with Jack's goals.
Well, you're going to have to choose. It's a tough choice. Which one, Jack or GMAC?
I don't think I can, Phil.
Okay,
I don't think I can. Yeah, we'll go. Well, you know what? I think for his for his ADT bants alone, let's go G-Mac.
Oh yeah.
Just tips it over. But
Actually,
yeah, tough
it's
call
been
there.
a few days since he's mentioned them. I hope he's okay. I hope they're all right.
I know.
So.
Is he ill or something? You know.
Fantastic. Right, on to something borrowed. Now, this is either your favourite ever loanee or player that you wish that we'd signed, but we never did.
Well, I'm still praying to the gods of Wolves and Wycombe that Nigel comes back. I mean, I think if we could get him this season, that would just be, that would show a lot of intent, and that would just be next level. Like, we can get some more of those goals he scored against Reading. Like, come on, Nigel, please, 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 please. Anybody listening who has any power in this one, please, for the love of God, bring Nigel back. Going back a bit further, probably one of my other favourite ladies is Trotter. Famous Fulham guy, eight goals in 8 games, and loved everything about him except the song that the fans sang about him, which was
that was an odd one. That was the start of the odd chance. I feel that
it was just it was just a big old bag of wrong, wasn't it? But
it's lovely when he scored that hat-trick on Boxing Day, and his family had flown over from Italy. That was wonderful. Yeah,
the celebrations were so good, weren't they? He just, it was. He was never going to stay. We were lucky we had him for the time that we did, but he was special.
Worth providing an update at this stage because Trotter's been put in previously, and I revealed that I had contacted Marcello Trotter's club. He's still playing third-level football in Italy. I sent it in Italian via Google Translate. Yet to receive a reply. asking if I could interview Marcello, but yet to receive a reply. So perhaps Google Translate. I hope I haven't offended them, but it would be great to have Marcello back on Ringing the Blues at some point.
That would be amazing. I think I'm on a 201-day streak on Duolingo learning Italian at the moment. So if you need,
maybe if you could send me some lyrics to send to Marcello, that would help massively.
Yeah, maybe not that song though.
Well, yes, indeed. It would be great. And at the time of recording, because this is before the season started, Nigel Lonvite, that goal at Reading, unbelievable. Almost as unbelievable was his interview afterwards, where he just sort of like, that's a normal thing to happen.
Yeah, it was just another thing that he does all the time, isn't it? It's like, get up, have a brew, score a worldie.
Centre back, overhead kick, that first goal. No worries at all. That's the problem. And we always say this in this feature is about falling in love with loanees is obviously a fraught thing to do, isn't it?
It is, absolutely. You can't. As much as you love them, you just can't, because they're going to break your heart when they don't come back. But please, I'm praying.
Well, you never know. Onto something blue. I've got high hopes for you here, Miriam. So favourite piece of club merchandise and idea for a piece of merchandise that the club is missing out on that could be a potential money spinner.
I mean, I've been banging the drum for a Christmas jumper for years, and finally, last season, my dream came true. So I'm not going to lie, I wore it last week. It's freezing. It's British summer. I'm obviously going to wear a Christmas jumper. So I love that. And I'm very, very sad. I had one of the Wycombe gnomes who very sadly died in a house fire. Rest in peace, my gnome, when my husband accidentally blew up the garden shed when we lived in Wycombe. And my gnome died a very untimely death. I'd love to see the gnomes come back. This
is the second story of gnome woe on this feature, because Jen Hill last season lost her gnome, and when she moved from Milton Keynes, deserted it in Milton Keynes. I'm not sure
though, isn't it?
I'm not sure what's worse, being blown up in a shed or being deserted in Milton Keynes. It's a tough choice.
It is a tough choice. Yeah, no, that was the day when I worked an overnight shift at NBC. I came home from work to find the shed charred and exploded all over the garden. And my husband standing in the garden looking very bewildered, going, I don't know what happened. I just woke up. We called the fire brigade, and turned out it had been on fire overnight, and
the gnome had gone.
All went crazy, and we discovered the shattered, charred gnome in the ashes. So
the return of the Wycombe Wanderers gnome would be welcomed by you, and also Jen, I think, as well in Abu Dhabi.
Yes. Okay. The return of the gnome would make me very, very happy. Also, you remember back in the day, don't you, Phil, the catalogue? The famous Wycombe Wanderers merch catalogue with all the team modelling the kit, all of that. Can we bring that back? That was like cheesy, wonderful, fabulous retroness, and I would love some more of that.
Luke Leahy's already got the 90s haircut for the Wycombe shell suit. Definitely, it would work. I can picture it now.
Let's do it. We're just going to get the poses down. I mean, you can teach them that, right? You can work with them on that.
I think some of them won't need any help at all, if I'm honest. I mean, with the aforementioned GMAC.
Yeah, I'm sure he does lots of practicing.
I was going to say, I think it'd be quite offended if we tried to give him pointers on catwalk stuff. So yeah.
Well, it's not so much catwalk as more like retro 90s cheese. That's what we need him to nail. The catalogue poses. The staring off and pointing, that one. Has he got that one down?
I'm sure that it's in the locker. A lot of the boys have probably got that, I think. So a return of the gnome, I think, would be good. And also the catalogue.
I've got another idea as well. Yeah, a koozie. This is something, it's probably very American, but like the beer koozie, you're out and about with your beer and you have the little foam koozie to put it in to keep it cool.
Aren't they Australian?
I know them from the States. I know them from going tubing over in Tennessee, very southern. But yeah, a nice Wycombe Wanderers branded koozie would be great.
A koozie. And they're made of like sort of foamy kind of...
Foamy stuff, and they just keep your beer cool.
A vital role.
When you're floating down the river, you can... and you're in a tube. That's my inner redneck coming out right now.
So a Wycombe Wanderers koozie, a catalogue, and the return of the gnome. Well, I mean, the gnome's definitely...
up this time.
Well, any Wycombe fans watching this who can hopefully redress the balance and tell us a positive story about a Wycombe Wanderers gnome, because we've had two absolutely heartbreaking tales so far on this feature. So I'm hoping there's a gnome out there in Wycombe colours just having the best life.
There has to be a survivor somewhere. I mean, there were quite a few made. Surely one survived. Although I do think Jen has just done the ultimate trolling in MK, like leaving it there somewhere. That's great.
Fantastic. Miriam, we'll be seeing you. Obviously, Wigan away is a great one for you, isn't it?
It is. And it's the day before my 50th birthday. So, like, how old is too old to be a mascot?
Yeah, you did send in this question in pre-season as well. So I don't think there is an age limit on mascots. So, excellent. I mean, there is. I think last season Wigan did allow Wycombe to have a mascot as well. I mean, I can't speak on their behalf. We will certainly plead your case. I think there is one caveat, though. It is proper full kit, I'm afraid.
Proper full kit?
Yeah.
Can I wear my veil?
Well, I think, that's included. But as long as there's a full Wycombe kit, I think that's the caveat. Okay. And then you'd have to choose whose hand you'd hold as you left the tunnel.
I mean, it's my 50th birthday. I can hold them all, right? I'm actually gutted that I was praying that we would get drawn Wigan away the weekend after, because I'm having a massive party that weekend and all my footy mates would have been up here already. So a week too early, but it's the actual day before my birthday. So what more could you wish for your birthday than a proper Wycombe match?
Well, I'll get this in early. I'm hoping it's 3 points for your birthday as well. Yeah.
That would be amazing. I'm keeping everything crossed. Come on, boys.
Right, that's it for this week's show. Many thanks to Miriam Payne for sharing her memories with us. We'll be back next week with news, hopefully, of Wycombe's first win of the season in the league against Rotherham at Adams Park on Saturday. See you there. And if you can't make it, then don't worry, because Wanderers TV has got you covered. In the meantime, come on, you Blues.